considering leaving my husband for the way he treated me on our wedding day 4 years ago. And before you say it, I know how that sounds. 4 years is a long time to still be thinking about one day. But when that day was supposed to be the happiest of your life and it turned into something you've spent years trying to forget, it doesn't just disappear, it sits in you. It becomes part of how you see everything that came after. Every anniversary that passed without acknowledgement. Every holiday he forgot. Every year I didn't exist on his social media. We didn't have a big wedding, no venue, no guests, no flowers, just a courthouse on a Tuesday morning. And I was genuinely okay with that. We didn't have the money for anything elaborate, and the idea of something small and private felt romantic to me. Just the two of us, making it official. I thought it could still feel meaningful without all the tradition, so I did the only thing I could with what we had. I bought a simple white dress from a department store. Nothing expensive, nothing over the top, just something that felt like me, something that said I understood what the day was supposed to mean. He laughed at me when I walked out in it. Not a sweet, surprised laugh. He looked at me and said I was being dramatic, said it was just paperwork, said I was embarrassing him by treating it like a real wedding. I remember standing there holding my keys and going completely still inside, like something shut off. I told myself he was nervous. I told myself some people show anxiety as irritation. I made every excuse I could think of in the span of about 30 seconds because the alternative, that he just didn't care, was too heavy to carry into a courthouse and sign my name under. So I carried the excuses instead. The woman at the front desk glanced at us when we walked in. She saw his expression, looked at me in my white dress, and something shifted in her face. She was polite the whole time, but when he stepped away before we were called, she leaned toward me and said quietly, "You know you don't have to do this, right?" I laughed it off, told her we were fine, just nervous. She nodded the way people do when they don't believe you but know it's not their place to push. We signed the paperwork. It took less than 20 minutes. There were 2 witnesses, strangers, women who worked there, because he never actually asked his sister and best friend like he said he would. I found that out the night before. He forgot, or didn't bother. I still haven't decided which one is worse. On the way out, I was trying. I want to be honest about that. I was actively, consciously trying to find something to hold on to from the day, some small moment I could carry with me. We stopped at his friend's place to drop off a house key. When the door opened, I smiled and said, "We just got married." His friend congratulated us. Quick handshake, small smile, maybe 10 seconds total. But it was the first time anyone had acknowledged what had happened, and I felt something loosen in my chest just slightly. Then we got back in the car. He waited until we pulled out of the driveway. Then he said I shouldn't have told him, that his friend had just gone through a bad breakup and I made it awkward, that I was making the whole day about me. I didn't respond. I watched the road and kept very still and didn't cry, because crying would have turned into another thing I was doing wrong. We drove 4 hours. I don't think we said a single word to each other the entire time. That night I remember lying on the motel bed staring at the ceiling thinking, this is my wedding night, and I couldn't feel anything past the numbness. For the next year he told no one we were married. Always a different excuse when I brought it up. The timing wasn't right. It wasn't anyone's business. People would ask too many questions. I don't exist on his social media to this day. Not a photo, not a mention, nothing. When I finally said the word divorce out loud, he told me he had been ashamed, that not having family there made it feel like something to hide. He said it like that was supposed to explain it. Like shame is something that just happens to you, not a choice you make at someone else's expense. I've thought about that a lot. His shame, how it quietly became my shame, how I carried it for 4 years without ever being asked whether I wanted to. I stayed because I thought love meant absorbing the bad and waiting for the good to return. I stayed because we have a daughter and I didn't want to blow up her world. I stayed because leaving meant admitting I had made a mistake, and I wasn't ready to look at that. But I'm looking at it now. What I see is a woman in a white dress, standing in a courthouse parking lot while her husband told her to stop acting like something worth celebrating had just happened. I don't think I've been overreacting. I think I've been underreacting for 4 years, and I'm done.